Hey everybody, Gisele Grenier here. I'm going to be doing a review on a paint by numbers kit that I received by paintbynumbersonline.com. So this is their website, and I'm going to show you the piece that I was sent to do the review on. Go over here. It's this piece right here. So what I was looking at it, with the way I was looking at it was for a beginner, absolute beginner, which is a great way to find out really if they want to get into something a bit more serious with art. As a paint by number, you can't go wrong, and they've really evolved over time. So I'm going to flip over to my art table, and what I thought I'd do is a time-lapse video of the whole process. Now it is a big piece, so it would take hours for me to do video on that. In complete transparency, I was sent this kit free of charge. I am not making any money off this review, and I'm going to be completely honest during this review. So if there's something I don't like, I am going to be honest about it, and the company does know that this is a completely honest review. Alrighty, so let's go to the art table and jump right in. Alright, so I've got everything on my table. I took everything out. It came in a little bag, and the brushes were in a little piece of plastic. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you right now, not a fan of the brushes. They're very cheaply made, plastic handles, and they're just, but this is a kit for beginners, and we'll see what happens with this. And we've got little paints in the paint pots, really tiny, no mess when I got it. I mean, they were all sealed pretty well. And then there's a little legend here with the reference photograph, and then the paint colors on the left side, then these stickers for the right side, because you can't, the paint numbers, they won't fit in all this, so which is a really nice way to create the legend. So all I have to do is just, I'll do this off camera, just put the little sticker right there, and then like 116 would be number, look at that, I got the first one wrong. 570 is number 1. Holy crap. All right, so then I'll put these back in order, and then this is number 11, so on and so on and so on. So looking at this, I didn't realize it was going to be this big, and which is substantial. It's nice, and it's printed on a canvas, which is nice as well. So knowing how long I've been doing with art, I'm thinking because of the lines in here that are red, that this paint is going to have to be opaque. Otherwise, the lines are going to show through. And they've got different tones in here, like dark, medium, light grays, and some whites. But then flip me on the other side that the paint may be semi-transparent, and this might be more like a, the monochrome underpainting with color overlays, grisaille, which I don't think this is going to be like that, but just, I think just maybe the gray tones is just to make it easier for you to identify. All right, so I'm going to pause the camera. I'm going to put in numbers on all these little pots, and let's get started painting. Oh, I don't know. We'll start painting with number 1. The paint looks really thick, so I figure I'll try this piece here. It's just nice big piece. I dampened the brushes. Oh yeah, these paints are really thick. They're really thick. Well, let's just see what happens. Okay, this is awkward holding this little pot. Let's see. Brushes have a lot of dust on them. All right, so let's, look at that. Oh, nope. It's, looks like it's semi-opaque. So I wonder how many layers it's going to take to cover those numbers, unless they dissolve. I haven't done paint my number in such a long time. Would have been with my, probably my first granddaughter. No, maybe not. No, I don't think Ava and I ever did paint by number. All right, so the paint is very thick. So that's 2 layers, so we'll see how that goes. The brushes are a little soft, so if you have other brushes, like I, go ahead and use them. But I like the idea. So for getting started, like especially for holidays and stuff like that, this is a great, you don't need any skills. And that's unfortunate when people think that they can't do something because they don't have the necessary skills. It's that perfection thing. But just changing to a smaller brush. getting in that corner. So what's going to be interesting is this red line covering that up. So in looking, now if we talk about our color, I would say if we take a look, 1416 is a really dark green, so there'll be no trouble covering these red lines. So what I'm looking at is this represents all the dark areas of the paint. Like number 9 is a really dark green, number 11 is another dark green, so that should cover the paint no problem. But using the really light colors like this number 570, which is number 1, not so sure. But then all the colors around it would cover up, no problem. So the number 1 still isn't covered up, so I'm going to try now 3 layers of paint. So we'll see. If anything, this will teach you some discipline. All right, so I'm going to continue on painting all the sections that are number 1. And like I said, this is going to be time lapse, so you'll see the whole process sped up like Mighty Mouse. It'll be really fast, just so you can see everything. What I want to do, something happens during the project, something unexpected. I like it to be caught on camera, not after the fact. All right, so I will flip off the audio and speed up the video. See you in a bit. So I finished all the number 1s, and I'm going through here. I've probably missed it because there's some really tiny spots. And what I'm going to do is where the number 1s, where I see the letters or the numbers showing through the paint, and then I'm going to cover it again. It looks like it takes 3 coats to cover the numbers. So I'll leave that to dry. So now I'm going to work with the number 2. The number 2 is a nice teal color. More on the blue side, and there's tons of the number 2, so let's see how bright those colors are. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm actually quite surprised as to the quality of the paint. Usually when you have beginner kits like this, the paint quality isn't that great. This paint is actually pretty nice. The brushes, though, not so much of a fan of. I can't get a nice crisp edge with them. And that comes with a cost. So the purpose of this is just more of a beginner thing. What's nice about this design, because of the style, is you don't have to worry about perfection with the lines. It's very much impressionistic, where you see the brush strokes. And when you look at this, and I've always preach that when you're painting, make sure you step back, because right now we're only seeing a very small area. When you step back, your eyes take in all the colors and shapes, and that's what makes the image. This is a perfect opportunity to put that theory into testing. All right, so again, like with the other one, I'm going to continue painting. And I'll just keep painting this. It's gonna take me a few hours to do this. So I'll just keep painting. I'll take some breaks and I'll keep coming back, but put everything on time lapse. So when we come back, it'll either be because I found something that didn't go right or didn't go wrong, or something happened. Otherwise, if everything goes smoothly, I'll just see you at the end when this is all finished. Well, I'm done. I can't go on anymore. So I'm going to give you some things that I observed. I tried a bunch of different experiments during the process of getting the paint on. So the paint initially is nice and thick. It's almost like oils. It is terrible in small applications because I have to add water. Then it becomes very thin, as you can see right here. The canvas is showing through. The brushes, you're going to have to use your own brushes because the brushes were so soft. I gopped them up with paint, hoping I can keep the brush straight, and it didn't really work. And I also, I'm going to send an email to the people that make this. They may want to put together kind of like a map. Like, you've got the canvas with all the numbers. Maybe include a print, because there were some parts that I obviously missed, but I didn't know what number they were. So I guess what I could do is, go back to the beginning of the video to see what colors they are. I'm not going to, but just maybe type of map. So once you do the painting, you can see what colors. Because when I look at this is nothing like the colors here. This is all green, and there's blues in here, and I'm not sure if that's a mistake. But there are no blues in this whatsoever. It's not bad. I don't hate it, but it needs probably another 2 coats of paint, and you can tell how long this took. With even the videos were sped up by 500%, so we're talking 4 to 5 hours to do this, and that's just like the 1 coat. And my arthritis is saying, no more. But it's not bad. I can still see the numbers through some of them, so it does require additional layers of paint. Yeah, so the really one thing is use better brushes, and maybe take a picture with your smartphone of the canvas before you start painting. That way you have a reference of what to go back to in case you missed some spots. Like, there were some pieces here I had no idea what they were. Now that and looking close up to this, it looks one way, but when I'm looking at the monitor in front, it's actually not bad. Not a fan of the blue, though. I'm really not a fan of the blue. But anyway, so I hope that you enjoyed this this demonstration. I would like to thank Paint by Numbers Online for sending me this. Hopefully they'll take some of my suggestions in play. The brushes and a little piece of paper with the numbers already on there, so you can see what colors need to go there. Like for a second coat, like this one here, I know it's 5, but like this green here, I'd have to actually look to see which dark green it is. Yeah, I'm not sure which green it is to apply another layer. And then once this is done, I don't know what who makes the paints for them. I know if it was Deco Art, if I use the Traditions, it'd be good to go. But with this here, I have no idea what the paint is. To frame this, I would actually, once I get all the additional paint layers, I'll put a coat of varnish on there, maybe some polyurethane, if it's going to be in a high humidity area, maybe like a satin or a gloss, and let that sit for a day. And then basically just find a frame, and whether it has a mat or not, that's why I didn't care about the edges. It just frame it to the outside edge, and it's ready to go. All right, so hope that you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, join me over on the Facebook group and push your questions in there. I don't do a lot of commenting on YouTube anymore because the community is over there. So hopefully you'll join me. All right, so until I see you next time, stay inspired.